recording. And
I'm down.
Film Addicts Anonymous episode, I don't even remember. Let's talk about some good things first before we get into the movie. We've got a YouTube channel. Woo! Daniel Steven Stanfield Productions, or DSS Productions. You can find...
We are all Daniel. We are a hive mind.
No, that's our main one right now where we're gathering things. We've got a nice amount of subscribers now, 31.
31.
But if I were to check, we started
climbing the charts, skyrocketing.
We might even have 32 if you check it right now.
I'm gonna check.
I don't think
I'm
I've
checking
subscribed.
it right now.
Imagine that. 32.
No, we're at 31.
Oh.
But in the past
how many of them are
in the
your
past
own
2
accounts,
weeks,
Dan?
the past 2 weeks, we've gotten 2,300 views. Most of them are on
2,300 views.
Josh's what is it, the Tomb?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the Tomb at 703.
Nice.
Woo.
10 days.
Kawartha
Damn, bro.
Lakes 580.
That's awesome.
I got in there. The Edmonton way. Yeah.
Love it.
So subscribe, like, watch. There's a lot of content on there. There's like 3 different kinds of podcasts, 4 different kinds of podcasts.
Really
Then
get
you've got
Jack stuff up there too, though.
that's only if Jack wants
Sure.
to, but he's already
like, why
got his
not,
thing
though?
going, you know.
But I mean, why not?
If he
Yeah.
wants to, we don't have to put him on the spot.
Like, we could, like, make a playlist and then it'll link to them, maybe?
Oh, yeah,
There's already
there's
already a
way that
playlist.
Jack,
Oh.
like, we can make a playlist like of videos, and it'll be from Jack's videos.
Okay, so I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't
figure it
either.
out.
I don't
Okay,
either.
we'll figure it out. But yeah, let's really try to, smash that subscribe button,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
it is. Smash that like button.
Yeah, do it.
We're selling out.
Oh, actually, what I wanted to say is there's did you see the comment on the Tomb?
No.
It says
Tube?
The tube, the
Tomb.
boob tube. You see that comment?
Yeah.
it says it's from
What's
a
her
person named
name?
Luke. I don't think it's
Whoa,
our
is
Luke.
it our Luke?
I don't think so. It says it's from 4 days ago. Very good work. Would have loved to see a shot of the figure in the last scene. Smiley
Oh.
face.
Whoa, some interaction.
Yeah, you can
What?
write back and everything too,
What?
That's awesome.
if you'd like, of course.
Any
So
act-
that's awesome. And then
You can
they
tell in
also
the comment
subscribed.
he actually watched it.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
great.
That is crazy. Like,
Isn't that cool? So you got great response so far too. I'm proud of you, dude.
Yeah, that's
you.
great.
Thank you, because on my YouTube channel, the video still is like at 4 views or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's no views.
I
My
can't.
Hitman one refuses to hit 1,000.
It refuses to hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Maybe we can boost
It's
it.
stagnated.
Let's boost it,
Yeah.
everyone. Let's watch
Yeah, we got a link.
The Hitman.
Although my
by
student films
Mr.
on
Jack
Vimeo.
Ramsey.
What kills Hitmen?
Vimeo, we have pretty good views. But that's not
True.
because of me. It was my cinematographer buddy.
Yeah.
He was anything he touched, it basically like blew up because he was friends with everyone,
Which is awesome.
But yeah, he was.
And that's
awesome,
what
and he
brings
still
us
is
back to
awesome.
Film Addicts Anonymous, because we're awesome too. That's right. We're pretty cool.
Hell,
slap.
Hell,
better.
okay.
We slap ass in Burley.
Sure do.
We
Well
sure do. So now we're looking at 2 different
We're at a
movies tonight.
crossroads.
They
They both sound like porns.
Come to Daddy is number 1, and
I swear we're not
they do
watching
sound
porn.
like porn.
Yeah. We're not?
Yeah, they're both porns.
Yes.
Come to Daddy is one of them.
Mhm.
It all
Come
depends on
to
how you spell
daddy.
cum.
Yeah, it's CUM.
Oh, perfect.
And then there's Naked.
I don't know why you keep saying it's the best movie ever made, though.
No, literally, it is. the
Dan hasn't
greatest
seen it
movie.
either?
I don't think so.
It is the great. No, you can't just say I don't think so. There's no way you could possibly like thumbing through the channels like, oh, Naked. Let's put it like. It's just kind of inaccessible.
First of
It's
all, what
dark,
channels?
Criterion, unless you have the Criterion channel, you know.
Is it on there? I have that.
I don't think it's on there though, because they don't have all.
When
the
was it
titles.
released?
1993, and it's David Thewlis's first big role on screen, like as a lead role, and he just blows it out of the park.
He's never really made it as like a big actor.
No, he kind of fumbled his ascendancy, you know, like not him personally, but his projects that he picked.
Yeah, he's always
Until
been
he
great
became-
and everything.
Until he became famous again with like Harry Potter and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that was his one kind of
Yeah.
swing
yeah.
back into the mainstream, and then
Yeah, and then Fargo, when he did one of the seasons of Fargo, he was the main bad.
Yeah,
That was really that was like
true. I haven't
really
seen that
good.
season, but I do know he's in it.
Who are we talking about?
David Thewlis.
You'll know him when you see him, but
Okay.
he's a pretty obscure actor.
He is pretty obscure.
But I've seen that season of Fargo.
We'll see if we like. We're gonna watch it because let's do something serious.
Yeah,
How long is it?
I don't know. It's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay, it's not like 3 hours, right?
No.
Okay.
It's not The Mother and the Whore. Have you tried watching that one?
no.
Oh, it's just people like talking about.
Is that
like,
Mike Lee?
No, that was like a movie.
That's the
from,
director
like,
of
the
Naked, right?
60s. Yeah, some pretentious douchebag.
So, anyways, I was prepared with talk of Come to Daddy, but that doesn't matter anymore.
Come to Daddy.
So we're watching Naked.
Yes,
I don't
throw
know
all
what
your box office numbers out the window.
I don't know what it made at the box office. I don't know what the budget was.
We'll be back with a Wikipedia article.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Make sure you read the Wikipedia article while you're watching the movie.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna watch it on DVD.
You won't
Because
be
we
able
have it
to,
on
no,
DVD.
Blu-ray.
Oh, it's Blu-ray. Excuse me.
Criterion.
Criterion
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Shout out the greatest company. The almighty lords.
Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to say before we end this. How do you feel about Rachel Weisz starring in the remake television show of Dead Ringers?
I haven't heard anything about this, but I love Rachel
like
Weisz.
The Jeremy Irons one?
Mm-hmm.
It's like being gender flipped.
I don't know.
And Rachel Weisz plays twins.
All I
twin
know is Rachel
gynecologists.
Weisz is in it.
Rachel Weisz in The Favorite is so hot to me.
Oh
I
She's
was
really
so
good,
in love with her in
Oh
that
my
movie.
gosh, The
Yeah,
Mummy.
The Mummy, I was going to say.
Yeah, that's like classic when she was younger. But just specifically in The Favorite, I don't know why. Just her personality and everything.
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
It's just a
Yeah,
weird-
Yeah, I like that
Runaway Jury.
one. I've never seen it.
The fuck is that?
Runaway
I think John
Jury?
Cusack and Rachel Weisz.
The most eclectic movies ever.
Apparently, I remember it being really good. I think I own it on DVD too.
Nice.
Not Blu-ray. Not Blu-ray.
Not Blu-ray.
Not Blu-ray. Anyways, we're gonna watch this movie naked, and
Prepare for some
I'm kind of afraid. And
The greatest movie of all
Naked
time.
and Afraid.
yeah, I'm naked and afraid right now. We'll be right back.
Bye.
It's time to get naked.
We're back.
Booyah.
We watched it.
Aren't we?
We did watch it
We got naked.
in all lowercase.
Naked and Afraid.
It was really good.
It was all right. I hated it.
I
think Dan really loved it, though.
Yeah, Dan, tell us how much you loved it.
I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it just as much as
The girl getting raped did.
yeah, sure.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you mean the intro, the intro one, or like
Take your pick.
let's just start this off with this movie. I'm gonna say it again.
Trigger warnings.
Trigger warnings, but I don't feel proud about watching this movie.
It's the greatest movie of all time.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
It is literally my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, so
That
it's
is
your favorite movie of
Yeah.
all time, not
Every-
the greatest film
Every
of all
time
time.
I watch it, I just think, oh, I'm just blown away by, just everything coming together.
The acting.
He also
And then
said it was an
also-
hour and 40, but it was much longer than that.
Yeah, but also just
Half
like
an
how
hour longer.
simple it is. Like most filmmakers, you try to do that, like a guy wandering around, it just kind of gets dull and boring. But like this guy does it, and it's just like, what?
No, it was dull and boring.
No.
It was dull and boring.
Well, to you,
And he wasn't.
because the jokes went
he-
over your head.
It also wasn't
Hard to get
a guy wandering around. It wasn't a guy wandering around.
It's exactly what it was.
What was it then, Dan?
It was a guy questioning everything in life and hating everything in life.
While wandering
Even
around.
though
Yeah,
while
yeah.
he was wandering,
He was walking and talking. We can give him that.
everyone was giving him the best life, but all he did was complain. And then finally at the end, he got a little bit of his own medicine. And we all know, and this is the spoiler of the ending, we all know he stayed in his same fucking lane. He didn't change whatsoever. There was, sure, like, I know that's what the style of film is. It's
French New Wave is what you're saying.
mm,
You sound like that, a Sebastian guy.
where he goes. Wait, does he snore first? Or is like,
yeah.
which also like the Sebastian guy, or what was his other name?
It's like Jason. No, it's not. It's some
Sebastian Hawks.
Sebastian.
The girl
though.
when Sandra when she comes
Raymond.
back,
Something
he has-
Raymond. Something J. Raymond.
Yeah. And wait, was it Johnny?
No.
No.
Johnny Raymond?
No.
No?
Because
Wasn't?
that's the thing. Is like
See, that would make him at least make more sense.
Ties together, but no.
I don't think it ties together. Like I
it
literally
doesn't.
think it's just there's a loose end there, and that's kind of what life is about. You know, it's like who was that guy that I hung out with that one time? It was kind of a saucy asshole. You know,
Agreed. That
Sebastian Hawks. You know,
that was the film, except it included, how am I going to manipulate this woman into doing exactly what I want them to do?
Yeah. He literally like played like the like like with every compliment you give an insult. Like I actually heard of like these people using that on women,
Yeah, it's called
And-
negging or whatever.
and like it's a tactic they use, like predators on women.
it makes them want your approval or something.
Yeah.
Like that's the psychology.
Now, here's my argument not against, but with what you're saying. I think add on that he doesn't actually know that he's doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of subconscious stuff happening.
I think he has no idea that he's manipulating these women and taking them for whatever they have. It's just like, they owe that to me.
I think he's got some idea. He's very
No.
articulate and knows about the human psychology.
Yeah, but
That's all he thinks
but
about.
but then again, I'm gonna counter that with all he does again is complain about every social issue known to man, and he hates it all when everything good is happening to him. Everyone takes him. He doesn't get in trouble
he's quite
for
charming.
raping someone in the beginning of the film. Nothing happens about
Well, that's
it.
because he ran away. If he stayed
Stole
there,
a
he
car.
probably what would have happened to him in the end? Probably would have happened to him in Manchester.
That's what he said. I
right?
left because I was going to get a beating. I
Yeah.
got a beating
And
anyway,
that- but
because
again,
of his
that was a-
behavior. He's a
But
fucking-
then that was a lie
Psycho.
too. That was a lie. They
No,
wouldn't
no.
have just beat him. They would have killed him.
But yeah, that's also like the thing. It's like it kind of plays with the unreliable narrator. You know, like
Yeah.
he's not such a not such a copy and paste kind of character. You know, he's like a real
It's
person.
from his perspective, and he's
where
a
it's like
shitty
real
person.
people contradict themselves all the time.
Yeah.
they're
You know, we don't
hypocrites.
fit into this little movie character, like how a movie is like, oh, he was abused, so therefore he's a serial killer. Like, it's not like such, because you know,
Black
in
and
a
white.
in a movie you kind of have to explain it.
Yeah.
Where
it was
it's
just
not
like,
like
a
that in real
slice of
life.
life. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy.
I don't believe that he was ever abused though.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the Hollywood version would have him being abused.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's just a contradictory character.
Yeah, they'd have to explain it in some
You
way,
know,
like his
like-
big backstory.
Yeah, there'd have to be a backstory, and like there would have to be like somebody would have to die
Correct.
at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
correct.
And there's a bunch of characters who come in with no backstory and just disappear just after, like, and like that's life. Like it's just
Yeah.
Like
it's a
the
bit-
Sebastian guy.
well, and even a more extreme example is like the cab driver or whatever, the guy in the like chauffeur.
Yeah.
Guy.
Okay. Yeah.
There's
The
this
the
one
random
random
Oh,
scene,
sorry,
yeah.
sir. Get in the car.
He gets in the car and he realizes that he's fucking with them, and then he's like, "Get out of the car!" And it's just a random scene. You never see that guy again, and it's very much like Catcher in the Rye.
But he's not fucking with him. Okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Much like Catcher in the Rye.
Well, yeah, this is just how I'll end my tirade. Was like
Tirade.
Catcher in the Rye is my favorite book of all time, and this is
My
very
favorite movie of all time.
similar to
Whoa.
that, where it's just a guy who's kind of unlikable, but you still kind of root for him in a weird way. Not Dan, but he's like has all these thoughts about life, and in Catcher in the Rye, it's all articulated in his thoughts, or whatever. It's because novels are different. But I like these types of movies where it's just like a slice of life.
Yeah,
There's
and
no
they're,
plot.
Like nihilistic slices of life too.
Yeah, it's very
You
dark
know?
and a grim view of life, and especially the relationship between men and women is very.
Yeah, because Catcher in the Rye, he had
Harsh
a
and-
kind of misogynistic kind of view on life too.
Yeah.
But all of these things these anecdotes, these things he's talking about.
Okay, one more thing is
Yeah.
that what I also like is it brings up a lot of questions and doesn't really give any answers, which I like,
Yeah.
because it would be like more satisfying for them to just be easy answers, and that would be like the Hollywoodized version of it. He's like this because he was abused and blah blah blah. And then there's a happy ending. They would tie it all together where he actually goes with the girl in the beginning. Maggie,
Yeah.
what's her name? No, that's Spud.
Yeah, Maggie, yeah, Louise.
I totally forgot about Spud.
Louise.
Louise, yeah. He goes with the girl who got away in the beginning, and he realizes
Go
the
back
error
to
of his ways.
Manchester.
But no, he's just that guy, and he just
Yeah. But like, what would have happened if he went back to Manchester? He would have gotten his ass kicked.
he would have just done the same shit.
Like, there's people waiting for him. He burnt all his bridges.
Unless the woman, which I wouldn't be surprised in a story like this, in a film like this, the woman would have expected it to actually have been her own fault. So it would have been her fault that he raped her, or you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, even after, and it's shown
the
with
women are very maternal and like sort of just overly caring. in
No, but
this
that's why I
movie.
like Sandra so much at the end, because she was
that is
she was
refreshing change of pace.
the person that we should have been seeing this entire time towards this man, right? And he knows he can't get away with anything with Sandra there. So that's why he leaves in the end.
Well, he was
takes the
preying on
money.
hurt people, and then she comes in who actually kind of has her shit together, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
he-
they
He
like.
can't manipulate her.
So he's like, all right, and
He
like
has no
he
power
clocks
over
that
her.
immediately and leaves. That's why there was only hurt people in this movie, because he recognizes it and is drawn to them.
yeah, if you think about it, everything's dirty, dark the entire time. Like,
Yeah, and it's like if you look at like all of Mike Leigh's other movies, it's like this one's like a howl in the moonlight, like this is an anomaly. Most of his movies are actually pretty uplifting. He doesn't write a lot of nihilistic stuff.
Yeah, this is kind of that.
Like it's very dark,
Dark
and I'm sure
period
he was
everyone has.
probably very angry or something at this period, like
I feel like this is a period like
he was
everyone
not
goes
happy
through.
with something when he made this movie, and I feel like that's kind of where it fits in like his filmography.
well,
and stuff.
I think that it's
And he
he's-
captured that perfectly.
he is
yeah.
speaking on this socialistic view of men again, and it happens all of the time, taking advantage of women, being abusive, either mentally or physically or both, and then ending up winning the game in the end still.
Well, I don't think he won
throughout
much. He
this-
got the shit kicked out of him, and he has nothing.
Yeah,
Not even his bag.
But what I'm trying to say is he no matter what anecdote, no matter what he was talking about in these social views, he was hating on them. And in this film, none of it was ever happening to him. So he was just talking about shit that didn't even matter to his life.
Yeah, well, he was kind of taking the piss, you know. He
was doing more than taking
to
a
get
piss.
reactions. He's trying
He
to
was
get
talking
trigger
about the
reactions.
like highest questions of being itself, which is happening to him and everyone.
No, see, that's where I think you're wrong. I think that all these people, you, me, Josh, everyone on this planet generally thinks about something like this every day. I work in an area of where I have to talk to people all of the time, and people do come in and just start talking about this stuff. No matter what it is. And they're like, oh, this is happening to me, this is happening to me. But when they're complaining, I just see the opposite of how everything's working for them for some reason. And it feels like that's what's happening in this film, where they're complaining about all this shit that doesn't even affect their lives.
Well, it's like philosophy, right? It's really just mental masturbation. There's nothing really
He's
new to be
masturbating
learned
himself
from
then.
It sounds like you're
it's
almost happy.
self-masturbation there.
Sounds like you're almost happy, Dan, and you
What?
don't have these complaints about life,
it.
and you're just like, yeah, but
No.
look what you got, which is true and the right way to look at it.
To a point, and I understand what you're saying.
But
yeah.
a lot of us are sad.
I'm not saying that I can't be sad, and I'm not saying that I can't be sad about my own life, because I do feel those feelings, especially after I shaved my beard.
I think it looks good.
Life-changing
It
moment
doesn't look
for
that good.
Dan.
It does look pretty good, actually.
But it'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Like, what are you
I know, I
complaining
only tried
I
about?
wasn't used to it, but I actually legitimately think it looks good. I don't
But yeah,
know.
it does look good. It looks
Bullshit.
fine. I think you should have kept the
I
mustache,
like the
though.
stubble. It's kind of hot.
I think the mustache would be
Just
really
a little
cool.
bit stubble.
I
just-
know it looks good.
Yo, Dan,
Thank-
just
thank you.
grow out your stubble just a bit longer, but then grow your mustache out like full length and like.
Again, I told you
yeah.
have to.
You'd have that hot dad look.
You have to be coaching a football team to do something like
Nick
that,
Offerman.
or work on the police force.
You could put your hair in a man bun.
When is it not in
Hipster
a man
style.
bun? To be honest,
You know, you could twirl your mustache even. Like you could do that. You could get away
I don't know
with
about
it.
what I'm trying
specifically,
to what I'm trying to get at is, yeah, I can be sad, but what he is complaining about has no direct effect on his life.
It's true,
He's
but a
just
lot of
complaining. He starts
are in
naming
that
off
spiral.
facts about the Bible.
Well, I wouldn't say he's complaining. I'd say almost like he's challenging them mentally to see where they're at mentally.
He's not.
Do they
challenging them.
understand him?
Yeah, he is. He's in pain, and everyone else, he's like, so are you happy? That's why he like challenges everyone.
No,
because-
he's not challenging. He's investigating. He's trying to find out how he can get to them.
But he's
He
so condescending about it. He just like he knows people like he's
It's
literally
condescending, yes.
yeah, he's like a total asshole.
That's agreed.
But I love
agreed.
it.
I'm just saying that like his character is literally the essence of the worst male.
Yeah, he like if you had he was your friend, we
But
wouldn't
I
want
wouldn't
him
say
in
he's
film
the
club.
worst male, but he's not a good one for
You
sure.
wouldn't want him in film club because he would just hijack everything and then make it all about what he wants to talk about.
narcissistic and self-destructive.
And chances are it would be
Guys,
something that
guys.
none of us know anything about.
Stop talking about me.
yeah.
Dan just found this way too personal.
He's like, that's me on the screen.
Like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Stop
I
portraying me
hate
like
this
this.
character.
Yeah, that's what they say, right? Like, cinema is a mirror held to you,
Yeah.
you know?
Not like, fuck, do I do I just complain about things that don't even affect my life? Now that I think about it, yeah.
We all do, man.
We
But
all
this
do.
This is like, this whole movie is when you're in that spiral of like negative thoughts or whatever, and you blame everything, and you're like looking at the other side of like, yeah, but there's hope and blah blah blah. But this is all just a period of when you're in that sort of despair.
Yeah,
And there's no hope to like balance it. It's just
Yeah.
that period.
I can
But
only
he's-
imagine what Mike Lee went through to make this movie.
He's also going into, if you think about it philosophically, there's either a valid argument or there's a sound argument. Valid means that
Okay.
it makes sense the way you're saying it. A plus B equals C. Fine. Right?
No, that's what I'm saying.
But a sound argument means that in A plus B equals C, there cannot be any flaws. Actual flaws that disrupt our rules in our universe. So, having said
Are you
that,
trying to condescend
he's
to us?
arguing sometimes, he's going so far out and arguing. My biggest memory from this film is when he's talking about the house, and he's talking about being inside and outside the house, but being inside the house is actually still kind of being outside.
Yeah.
And then when you're outside, you're inside thinking about your
You're
own
inside your
thoughts.
head.
Yeah, you're inside your head.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, cool. A plus B equals C. Sure. It's a valid argument, but it is not sound. Dude, you're actually crazy. You believe your thoughts, and you believe that this entire world is coming to get you.
I think he
And
was
it's
saying
not
that
true.
just
And
as
I
a
think that
interesting
happens
thing,
to a lot of
you know?
people that are fucking wasted on drugs. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
wasted.
That's what I think, though. I think, though,
He
like,
was pretty drunk the whole movie.
a
I
lo-
think he was more than that, and we just didn't get to see
He
it,
smoked weed. He had the double cigarette and weed.
which was pretty cool.
That was kind of cool.
It was pretty cool.
it's
Who knows what he has in
iconic.
that bag? Probably what? fucking
Iconic.
What's
shit
in
he's
the
got.
basket?
I think it was just books he stole, because like he piled up with books every time he left somewhere.
Yeah.
Like he
He
stole
just
some
stole
of,
all the books
he
off the
stole some of
bookshelf
like
and put it in
Homer,
his,
the
in his
Odyssey,
bag,
like
his
he stole a
basket.
couple of those books.
You read all these things and you still don't fucking
Yeah,
understand
the
anything.
Bible, he stole that probably. Like he just has all these
I
books.
guess that
You can
that-
get a Bible pretty easily.
Yeah, you can. But I'm sure he stole it from somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, motel drawer.
Cause even like Jane Austen, like Emma.
Yeah,
Right? He
Jane
steals some of her
Austen by
books.
Emma. Fuck.
Yeah. Like he steals some of, like he always makes it a point about the books. And then like he's like one girl's like, "Do you read?" Like, "No, I don't read."
Yeah. Don't read much.
And then there's another scene where it's just like he asks her, "Do you read?" And she says, "Nah, don't really read." And he's like, "Oh, I read basically every book on the shelf."
Yeah. Also, we're making this sound like it's extremely philosophical, which it is, annoyingly. But also, there's a lot of funny parts. Like, there's his wit is crazy. And one of the funny parts that just jumped out at me, just a bit of brevity in all this, is like this crazy girl's got her own things going on, lets him in her house somehow, and somehow lets him shower in there. And he's like, "Wait, can you get my bag? I got my duck in there."
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he
I got
can't-
my
Yeah.
duck in there. Like every little line has to be funny.
I think that you guys thought it
was
was funny
hilarious.
because we were in his perspective.
Well, that duck line is just objectively funny.
Yeah.
Agreed, but that was the only funny line I thought was funny because again, he's
Way more. But
Yeah,
no,
there's a
no.
lot.
All of his quips were so outrageous, though, for the most part. And I'd say again, not if any were filtered into like reality, like these sayings, these quips. He'd go on a tangent, just like I am right now, about shit that didn't matter to him and shit that these people didn't even know, right? There's the movie references in it.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of it comes
Like
comes
there's
around
psycho
to him.
references. There's psycho references, and the person he's saying that to doesn't even
Yeah, but I think
0%
it.
chance she got it.
But I
She
think
had
that's
no
also
idea.
kind of how he bullies people, like going back to how he
Proving how he's
like
smarter?
he's proving how he's smarter.
and that's
Sorry, I
a
said
part
it.
of the
Yeah,
manipulation.
No, it's good.
That's a part of the manipulation. That's a
I
part
just
of the
did the same
abusal.
thing to like prove that I'm smarter. I like finished your point.
Yeah.
I
See,
just did
Jack's
the same
smarter.
asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You are kind of an asshole.
I know. But I get laid a lot.
All the time.
I
Don't
I'm a
compare yourself
virgin.
to this guy. I'm telling you right now. Don't do
I'm
that.
kidding.
We're still not at time, but like I feel like we could probably even double our usual time right now with this movie.
Oh no, I think that wraps it up.
But
We gotta
wait,
start
wait,
from
let's just
scratch
what
and
yeah,
then
yeah. Let's
rate
do what would you rate it, Dan?
Oh, I have so much more to say about this movie.
Oh my god.
To be perfectly honest, we thought we were pretentious. Okay? We thought we were pretentious.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And this is the
Hold on, you
reason
need the
this is the
decimals.
reason. Okay.
It needs to be out of
yeah,
100.
Okay.
think
out
about
of
it a bit.
100?
Well, it's like 4.7. So like
Okay.
47 out of
Then I'll
100.
do 3.7.
Okay.
How about that?
There you go. That's better.
I was rounding up.
So you think like the
See, that's what I don't like is the rounding up.
the
Sorry, I'll cut you
craft of filmmaking on display here is just a 3.7.
Yes.
Yeah, the cinematography, the acting.
The
Oh,
cinematography
my God.
and the lighting, amazing. You know what? Directing,
to me,
amazing
though,
because
a
of what
5
he was writing.
A 5 is competent production. Like
No,
any movie
no,
that's a 5
no.
is competently produced.
I think the scale should be on your enjoyment, not the.
It was more than just enjoyment, and I did enjoy some of it, and that's why I'm giving it the 3.7 out of 10.
Still crazy.
Okay,
Because
and this is
3.7
I still
is
haven't
like
even
the
been able
room.
to say why.
But yeah.
I'm gonna tell you
He's
right
going
now.
Super Saiyan.
Why do you look so Japanese?
Because of my eyes, man.
He's
Because
got
of my
that like
eyes.
that thing. What would you call that? That rage thing that happens. It
I
looks
don't
like a
even know.
hashtag.
Yeah. Like the accentuation, the animated accentuations or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, go with your what your
So
rating.
the reason why I'm making it a 3.7 out of 10 is because, look, the intro, great. That first chapter,
I need like that.
though, after the intro, was the director hitting it over your head multiple times. Like, this is how he manipulates. This is his not just his strategy,
Well,
but the
I
way
think
he
it's
falls
his-
into his life. And this is how he has this pattern. It goes over and over. Thank you. Pattern over and over and over again. And yes, that makes sense. I understand why. But it did not have to be over 2 hours because I understood that from the very beginning. Stop telling me that like I understand the quips and the conversation that happens and the dialogue that happens in these conversations, but there's so many different ways. You said that this was kind of like a French New Wave film. I disagree because what they would have done listen to me, bitch. What they would have done is if it was a French New Wave film, they would have cut out that half hour that we thought was too much, and they would have somehow blended it together into some sort of 60 frame per second montage with
Who's they, Dan? Who's they?
I would have done it. I would have done it this way. Then, like, I just think that they could have stopped bashing it over our heads because we understood what was happening. We understand the motives. We understand that he's full of fucking bullshit. This movie, you know what? It went up to a 4 because I actually do think that it's gotten a
4.1. 4.1.
4.1.
It'll go up. Yeah,
because
there
it
you go.
got the reaction out of me that I probably should have gotten.
Yeah,
from
I was
a
just
film
about
like
to
this,
say that. I was just about to
because
say
I'm
that.
so angry, I'm so mad, but this
Effective
movie
filmmaking.
can be factual, and I see it, and I've definitely
Found it repetitive.
but like also like the product, the film, what it was trying to accomplish, I saw what it was accomplishing, that men are toxic. There's a lot of toxic
I don't know if
masculinity.
that's.
I'm going to give you a prime example.
I think that's an oversimplification.
Do you remember when we went to see Teenage Kicks?
Yeah.
And we were on the GO train
Okay.
on the way.
I was there.
Do you remember what
man.
happened to Tosh on the GO train?
But I'm like,
No.
I'm sure that happens to Tosh everywhere she goes.
Agreed, but this is
Every
still...
woman.
I
you
think I
know,
was in a-
like Jack's
But that's what
sister,
I'm
my
saying
sister, all
this
of
is
our-
toxic masculinity.
What
Every
happened?
girl.
What happened?
She went to the bathroom, and apparently she doesn't know how to lock a door. That's fine. Someone tried walking in on her. She stopped the door, but when she came out, two guys stopped her. After she's coming out of the bathroom, started
I
like,
did not hear
"Hey,
about this. Did
baby,
you tell
like,
me
what are you doing tonight?"
She told us all.
Yeah,
the
she
time.
she told us all.
Oh shit.
She's like, hey, baby, what
I
are you
blacked
doing
that out.
tonight? Like, essentially trying to get her to sit down and talk to them, but she wasn't having any of it because she was coming back to hang out with us.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she's also got a boyfriend like a couple of feet away, right?
Yeah.
Not a couple, like 10.
Who's like the
15.
Rock who will fucking destroy you?
Well, I wanted to fight someone, but we weren't even at the
Slam
concert
'em.
yet.
Choke slam.
We weren't
'em.
even at the concert yet.
Oh.
We were on the way there, and essentially
Yeah, it was weird.
what happened was Tosh is like, okay, I'm going to get back to my friends. And the guys were like, so we're just trying to get to know you. Like, why don't you just hang out with us?
Yeah.
Making it her fault
Yeah.
that she didn't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
That's the toxic masculinity that this movie is talking about.
100%.
And
I don't
I think
defend
that,
that at all.
and
There's
you know what?
definitely an
Let's say
aspect
it's
to this
ignorant,
movie.
and that's why I'm saying that this guy didn't totally understand what he was doing because he fell in the pattern.
You're 100%
The
right.
pattern.
You're 100% right, but I think that
Then
just
that
means-
drops it back down to the 3.7 because it's really fucked up shit.
because it's an accurate depiction of life.
Because it's fucked up. Because I can't handle it.
Yeah, I can't handle reality. It
now it's
literally
back up to
happened.
a 4.1.
It's the 4.2 now.
This is toxic masculinity at its finest right now. You guys are making me double
At
or
its
second guess
finest.
myself or quadruple guess myself.
Okay.
Okay, so who's next? Because I need to put down the microphone now.
Well, I guess we'll do ratings and then starting from scratch after.
Yeah.
Starting from scratch. I would have.
My starting
I
from scratch
would
gonna
have
be so easy,
done
so
exactly
I'll do
what
it.
I was saying is, take out the half an hour, make it the more French New
What
Wave
half an
style
hour?
because
What do you mean French New Wave style?
Just cuts
you were
and shit?
It's
cuts
totally French
and
New Wave. Like
no, it's
naturalistic,
Italian
real
realistic.
locations.
No, French New Wave
They're
is
the exact
mostly,
same thing. It's just
No.
one's from Italy and one's from France.
It's much more experimental.
Yeah, it was filmed fairly traditionally.
It was
Yeah,
very
with
traditional.
some artistic chunks.
It was
the
the
first
only
couple like French New Wave like movies, like Breathless and like 400 like
400
haven't seen
blows.
enough
Yes,
French New
400
Wave to
blows
have a
and
great
stuff. Like
opinion.
they were kind of cut uppy, but like the
But they-
rest of them just were.
they were
normal.
all get that
Oh,
rep
but they were
because
also
of that.
addressing the
Yeah.
audience most of the time. And also like in this film there's no breaking of the fourth wall. There's
There doesn't have to be breaking of the fourth wall to make it
to make
French
a French
New
New Wave.
though. Like
Majority of the
because
time,
Good-
yes.
Godard
you have
came
to
up with a
necessarily.
couple
I would say that you would have to.
flares.
I would have to say that
Doesn't mean
that's,
all of
I,
them do.
I think that you're incorrect because the audience has to be aware that it's a film. Like
We're
you as an
watching a
audience
film.
member, like
I'm
if
always
you're
aware I'm
either,
watching a film.
No, I don't think so. I don't
am.
think so.
I'm watching
So,
a film
number
right
one.
now.
Damn, that's neat.
That's meta,
No
man.
one's gonna listen to my argument.
No,
okay?
no,
Who's
I
next?
am.
Starting
we
from
are.
scratch. What's your starting
Come
from
on.
scratch? You cut the half an hour. Okay.
I gave everything I was trying to give, and then you kept
No,
cutting me
I
off. I
was
had
just
really
arguing-
good points.
I was just arguing the French New Wave. Your French New Wave thing.
Yeah, and I'm saying that I think that a French New Wave has to make the audience a part of the stories in some way, shape, or another, whether that being breaking the fourth wall or that being the jump cuts that we talk about, right? We understand that that's not a part of real life. There was no jump cuts. There was no
But I mean,
actual part of this film that made it seem like we understood we were the film, in the film, a part of the film.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
well
lit-
said.
I literally can't think of another like French New Wave movie that did the cut up technique besides like Breathless.
American Honey, because they mixed the two together, the French New Wave and the Italian neo-realistic side
hold
of
on.
things, where you're living the same thing over and over again. And I'm telling you, American Honey is an incredible
That movie's from
comparison.
20. How old is that movie?
Both of
20
you are incorrect. Neither of those
15.
films are French.
Exactly.
They don't need to be French. They need to be the
French
style
New
of the French
Wave.
New Wave.
No.
Checkmate.
Okay, fine. Okay, you know what? I need to put down the microphone.
Dan just dropped the mic.
For the fifth or sixth time.
Okay. Is it who's turn?
yeah, it's your
you
turn.
always close the show, don't you?
Well, I don't have to. I don't.
No, I'll go.
Yeah, let's make Jack go.
I'll go starting from scratch first. I have really not much I would change, honestly. I might cut a bit of the like how nitpicky, like the part with the security officer, like throughout the building.
I'd shave off a couple seconds.
Well, that was just so long-winded and like, I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't start from scratch doing really much. I would, I don't know. Just my own personal thing, I would make the shots a bit cleaner and everything, but I think that was artistically done.
Yeah.
But just my own personal
grungy.
style, I would like make them more framed and stuff, but that's just me. Like a more omniscient viewer instead, but it was all very personal. I don't know. I have literally nothing starting from scratch. It was like a masterpiece. This is Josh's favorite movie. It's great to hear Dan's perspective. I disagree with him on almost everything.
That's okay. That's okay though.
No, that's good. That's great. It made for a good podcast.
And that's why I would rate it a 10 out of 10.
I didn't rate mine yet. I thought you'd go
okay,
last.
Never mind. Okay, yeah, okay. Go.
Cut
Threw you off. Damn it.
No, it's all good. Give it an 8.9.
Aha. It's because there can only be one 10. And I rate it 10 out of 10. It's a perfect movie. My favorite movie, in fact, of all time. Best ever written, best ever directed, best ever produced.
I don't know about all that, but it's good. And 8.9 might be a little high.
It is really
to be
good.
honest.
But at the same time, I understand the subject matter is a bit divisive, you know? It's not this easily digestible movie that you can just turn on like, oh, let's watch Saturday morning cartoons followed by Naked, you know? Like, you really got to put your thinking cap on. And the fact that, like, Dan's reaction to it is probably most people's reaction to it is because, maybe not for the same way, but most people just want to look away.
The fact it elicit such a strong response
Yeah,
is, I
yeah.
think, a testament to how powerful it is.
Yeah, because there's a lot of parts where you don't want to watch it. Like, it is actually kind of unpleasant. Like, coming back to Dan's whole, like, embarrassed to watch it, like,
Oh,
Red
100%.
Rocket, you know? Like,
It is unpleasant and
like,
uncomfortable and disturbing.
if a random, like, girl was like, hey, Josh, like, what's your favorite movie? I wouldn't say this. I would not say this
Probably
movie.
be like The Incredibles. or-
Yeah, I would go for something a bit
The
more
Incredibles.
normal.
I don't know if that's worse or better.
What do you mean?
I'd probably
An
just go with
animated
like
film?
The Thing or like RoboCop or
That was a
something.
bad
Well,
example because that's
yeah.
actually like one of my favorite movies.
I love the Invincibles, the Incredibles.
But I would never,
Thank you.
I would
Thank
never
you.
admit
One of my
to like a
favorite
girl.
movies.
Oh, you
I
gotta
love
check out Naked. If the
I thought
first
there was gonna
movie
be a
that I'm gonna
second one.
recommend is Naked, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not,
Hold on, this is good. To end this is something I'm interested in. What is your favorite movie? Would you say? Because we did Josh's.
Yeah, mine's Naked.
Okay.
What's yours, Dan?
Well,
I-
hold on. I'll do mine
Yeah,
first so
can
you
I
can
go
think
last?
about it.
Thank you.
Because I said mine, and you're both gonna shit in my mouth, and I think I've already told you this, but mine is legitimately The Incredibles, and you both think I'm fucking insane.
I don't think that you're insane.
First
I
of
think
all,
you're insane.
Josh will 100% think I'm insane. First, it's like from as a kid, it's kind of the movie that made me want to make movies. First of all, but second of all, I've seen it like 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
I legitimately think it's one of the best written, directed, scored, acted movies of all time. I don't give a fuck.
I love the Incredibles.
I love superheroes too, and it was 20 years before the whole superhero
Well, you're
thing.
just confessing to it all, eh?
I know. Well,
That's
now
okay.
it's embarrassing to say you love superheroes because it's so saturated. It used to be fucking nerds like me, and now it's like popular, and now like the jocks have taken over the superhero thing. Where like the MCU is like all the popular kids now. So now it's not cool anymore.
Yeah,
it used to be
totally.
the shit. And like I could go on and on.
It is pretty lame.
They fucking hijacked, like Tom Holland doesn't get Spider-Man. He's too cool. Spider-Man's a fucking nerd. Tom Holland's a popular kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That is like the metaphor for what's happened.
He's dating that chick from the Euphoria,
Yeah.
that drug addict.
But anyways, I just think I have a couple more, like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The Matrix,
So
the first
effects
one.
heavy movies, very effects heavy movies. I like it.
I like very kinetic. I love action.
Yeah,
which
He's
is
also
something
younger
we
than
never
us,
really-
though, too.
yeah,
Like,
but
these are things that he grew up on,
yeah,
right? And The Incredibles, I have to say that I also grew up on it, but I have younger sisters that are. How old are you again? 23?
23.
What year?
99.
Yeah, so you're like a year older than
The year of our
my
Lord,
youngest
1999.
sister.
Yeah.
You're like a year older than my youngest sister. So we used to watch The Incredibles all the time, along with Mean Girls.
Damn, you were 5 when that
I
movie
feel like
came out?
no one in the world would dislike The Incredibles. Like I like crowd pleasing,
I think
amazing
that
entertainment.
It's so funny.
It's
and then it's
so
entertaining, and I love every second of it.
Thank you.
If
Dan.
I were to say now,
There's not enough rape for Josh.
Yeah.
there's no blood.
Yeah.
There's not enough live
But
action.
it is disturbing.
Yeah, there's no live action.
The main plot is that Syndrome, the bad guy, kills all the other superheroes to make the machine to
Mhm.
beat Mr. Incredible.
Yeah,
Like literally
yeah.
the plot, it's a kids movie. All the other ones, and you see the skeleton of one of the things. Like
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
murder.
Yeah. No. There is some dark.
I
dark
heard that
moments.
like because I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I heard Home Alone can be scary for.
Oh yeah, it's about
for
home
kids.
invasion.
Home invasion, but you also
course.
like
yeah, it could be
the
scary.
bad guys stepped on nails that were in the stairs and shit like that. That's pretty freaky.
That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
if that was rusty, you'd
Well,
get tetanus.
the robber's like he's like Joe Pesci's like I'm gonna bite your ears off.
Yeah, that's
without the swear words, of course.
Yeah. You motherfucker, you.
but
Is that leading
he's
in-
swearing in the
Yeah. He's
So is
swearing.
that leading into your favorite movie, Dan? Home Alone.
No.
no.
So now my next question is because it's between two. Is it the movie that I've seen
Okay, two.
the most?
What are the two ones then that you're thinking of? You can
So
have two.
is it the one that I've seen the most?
No, just
or
say
the
the two
one that
movies
I
you're
respe-
talking about.
That's what I'm doing.
Both.
Joshua.
Well, what was the other thing you're gonna say?
Joshua, that's what I'm
Do it,
literally
Dan.
saying.
What
Okay,
was
it's the two.
movie seen the most, or
Okay, so the movie that I've seen the most, or the movie that I respect the most,
okay.
enjoy the most, got the most out of. Every single time that I watched it was a different experience, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So number 1,
Yes.
the movie that I've seen the most is Dude, Where's My Car?
That's great.
Which is
I
a
hated that movie. when I
fucking
watched it.
phenomenal movie, by the way. You need to rewatch it.
Okay. You suggested it as the first. as one of
Oh
your-
my god, I love Dude, Where's My
I guess
Car?
the next one's gonna be Breathless.
No.
Dude, where's my car? And then he picks like Le Weekend.
The movie that I respect the most is The Darjeeling Limited.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
kind of.
Banger, right? Banger.
It is a really good movie, but of all time,
But I respect.
Yeah, of
your
all
opinion.
time.
of all time.
Of all time.
Wow.
I've written papers on it.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Damn.
That's crazy, man.
Both of those movies are. Wouldn't
It's a
make my,
spiritual
like, top
journey,
100.
kind of like
But
this film
that's
was kind of
awesome.
like a spiritual journey that we watched tonight. It's just that his
Yeah,
spiritual
what do you like
journey
about him?
was rape.
That's what you liked about it.
No, I'm talking about this. What did I like? about this movie? No.
parts.
No, I didn't like the rapey parts. Okay.
I know Frank. All consensual over here. Every time he's fucked me, I've said yes, daddy. Please.
What's with the main guy that just wanted to fuck everything, and he wanted to take it in the ass at one point from that guy Sebastian that he didn't even know?
Well, I think he was. I don't know if he wanted to have sex with him.
Why did
he
he
was
why-
reaching out?
Why
He
did he,
was
fuck
reaching out, like-
everybody when they were giving him everything? He just complicated things by fucking everything.
Yeah, that's his character
Yeah.
flaw or
Yeah,
whatever.
you have
He's
to ask
got
him, right?
problems.
Why would they sleep with him if he hadn't showered for a season or two?
Oh, he's got that stank on him.
But the
Yes,
stank
some
doesn't
girls
smell
like the
good.
stank.
Okay?
Also, he is diseased like fucking my wife Helen. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Also, have you seen
just
the girls
like
that he
what do
fucks
we
in the
call
movie?
this? Helen Greta,
Keller?
Helen Greta, with all the different kinds STDs you can get.
No, you know what it was? It's like the fucking swamp water you get from the fucking fast food chains,
Yeah,
where you mix all the Coke and the fucking iced tea and the shit.
yeah.
That's what his dick
And the shit.
sprouts out. It's disgusting.
You know, there was one time. Okay, I went to the dentist. There was no STD.
This is getting off the rails.
There was no STD, but on my file, it said STD because the first two letters of my last name is ST, and then the first letter of my first name is D, so they put it on into STD.
You're rambling again. Is that one of your symptoms?
Raging.
But yeah, if I was to start from
Against the
scratch,
machine.
if I was to start from scratch, I wouldn't change a frame
Oh.
because obviously it's perfect.
There you go.
Boom.
Thank you and good
Watch
night.
it, like it, don't like it. Have a good
You're
time.
gonna have a strong reaction.
to getting naked.
Fuck off.
Before we forget, we got to do a little outro now. We got to start doing
Advertisement.
something. We got to advertise, okay? I never thought we
Blue
were going to
Chew.
do this. Yeah, I wish we had Blue Chew. I wish we had this and that. What we can do right now is advertise ourselves. And I got to say, you can find me on Instagram at flannelonflannel, all lowercase, just like the name Naked. It was all lowercase. And then you can find our YouTube channel.
Our Pornhub channel.
You can also find our Pornhub channel under
We made a really good
Daniel-
playlist.
Daniel Steven Stanfield Productions. We're not just in and out. We take our time. That's the new slogan for us, okay?
Yeah.
There's plenty of playlists. There's plenty of podcasts. There's plenty of shorts. We're about to interview stuntman that actually has worked on The Boys,
baby.
X-Men, the movies.
Oh my God.
And you know what? He says, self, I'll let these guys interview me. And I said, you know what? Yourself speaks rather well.
Damn. I can't wait.
He's got a good self. I'm sure we'll get down to the bottom
can't
of it
wait.
in the interview.
And what we're gonna do next is actually put on. We're gonna publish hematophagy.
Oh yeah.
We've got to do it.
yeah,
We've
why
talked
not?
about it plenty of time.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, it's not that great.
That's okay.
Guys can watch
But
it.
want to know what the playlist is? Film Addicts Anonymous shorts.
Find us there,
We in the
bitch.
description we put what we did. We did a 48-hour film challenge, and it worked out pretty well
Yeah.
A movie happened.
For
that
three
we did.
good exercise.
for a crew of 3 people, and we were all starring in it.
Yeah.
If we had someone with the sound equipments and the sound stuffs on them, it would have been cool. What I say,
What can
him?
you fucking
I
do,
mean,
you know,
like
yeah.
lady, man, I don't care.
A lady man.
The ropes that were binding Josh together, put a fucking mic on that. I don't know. Why didn't I think about that?
That's what was missing. You're right. That was the missing element right
Oh
there.
yeah, there was one shot where it's like you lean over, and there should have been just a little spray of blood on the floor. Like we should have dripped a little bit of blood.
There could have been so much more details and better
Yeah,
shit.
there's so many things that we
we-
could
yeah.
have done. But whatever, it's a 40-hour film challenge.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's all you can do. Literally, like when you start a 48-hour film challenge, it like as soon as it starts, you're like, oh shit, I have no ideas,
Yeah.
and
I-
everyone just looks at each other
I
like
just said
wide-eyed, like
vampires.
deer in
randomly.
the headlights, and we're just like, think of something, guys, and then it's like vampires, and then you're like, oh, let's add like a French New Wave, let's add like a documentary kind of thing too.
Because
And
I
like,
wanted, like,
okay, boom.
because apparently I want to
And
do
then I was like,
documentaries. I
well, we
want
gotta make
be
it
the
like
star.
horror.
Documentaries.
There's gotta be blood, you know. We're gonna have vampires. We gotta have blood. And boom.
That's where Josh came in. Yeah.
Too bad there wasn't a retard fucking a dwarf.
What the fuck?
We weren't allowed to have that, Dan. Remember?
That was in the deleted scenes.
yeah.
That's on our Pornhub account, actually.
If you really want to see it, go to Daniel Stevens Stanfield. His
called-
production.
You probably shouldn't
At
have used your real name for
Pornhub.com.
that one.
Yeah. No, the actual title of this video is how Daniel was procreated. It is his parents.
They were like, you know what? You.
And we got
Somehow
this
he
beautiful
videoed.
boy.
He's got no beard right now, but you know what? He only looks a little Asian.
So we
a little
went,
Asian, like he is small, and
But
he
he's
kind of
shit
looks
at math.
Asian, and he does.
Dude, we
I
went
do,
the whole
I do.
podcast like being kind of clean, and then we had to fuck it up at the end.
Yeah, we went through 3 basket case movies without saying the R word, and then you just throw it away like it's nothing now.
Ugh, you're retarded.
Yes.